Yeah, you tuned into the right place. Welcome to the rain. Golden Cuey. H2.0. Yeah. You're looking for a diamond, found a treasure in the rough. Tired of all the noise, cause you finally had enough. I'm here to build a movement on a mission for the nation. Dropping gems of knowledge, killing all the hesitation. We fighting for the truth, yeah, we fighting for what's right. Building unity and shining up a brand new light. It's a variety channel, but the vision's crystal clear. Pushing us all forward, conquering the doubt and fear. Welcome to the Queendom, H2.0 on your screen, where the content's real and smart and funny in between. This is more than just a stream, it's a platform for the change. Time to elevate the game and rearrange. If you're ready for a vibe that you can feel and trust, joining in the movement is a definite must. This ain't just another channel talking smack behind the screen. It's a spotlight for the creators, building up a better scene. Spreading radical love, that's the message in the code. Helping everybody carry up a heavy load. From social justice issues to the laughter that we need. Planting seeds of progress, watch them grow from just a seed. This is authentic, this is raw, this is everything you saw. Welcome to the battle that is truly being fought. Ooh, so come with your respect and see the real effect. Cause I protect my own right here on the throne. Don't make me envy. Unleash the dragon. Subscribe, ring that notification bell. Yeah, you don't wanna miss a thing. Welcome to the family. Yeah.
Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Golden, and I am back, child, with another live. We are back to our regular scheduled program, okay? And so I wanted to go over and do a live today and get back into the food stuff, y'all, because y'all know I do a little bit of that over here as well. Y'all know I like me a good plate. I like to eat. And so I have some really fun things and maybe some, necessary or interesting things to show y'all on this live today. But I hope everybody is doing well. It is about 12:39 p.m. here Eastern Time in the Carolinas, and it is a beautiful sunny day outside. So I am in a good mood, y'all. I love when the sun is shining. It really just charges me right on up. And yeah, it's a really good day. I hope you guys are having a good day in whatever respectful time zones you're in, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, nights. Okay, I hope y'all are having a good day. But are y'all prepared to get hungry? Because it is about lunchtime here for me. It might be about lunchtime where y'all are at, or maybe dinner, but it doesn't matter what time it is. This food and these recipes and these tips are going to be bringing y'all, I think, some palatable taste buds where y'all gonna want to go out and cook something right away. But let's go ahead and get into what we'll be talking about, okay? So welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We're getting back on track. Thank y'all so much for everybody who's shown up. So shout out to Carlos and Imani who is here, and Mama is listening in the back. And whoever else who may want to come in, you are very welcome to do so. And even you are listening from the bushes, I appreciate that as well. So yeah, today's segment is going to be, I think, a very important one, because we all see it, right? We know what is going on in the world. We know what's going on in the government, and a lot of people are seeing that every time they hit in the grocery stores, the prices have jumped again. Whether you are living just solo by yourself or you're trying to keep a big family fed, the food crunch is real. But here's the good news: being on a budget doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice flavor or health. So today I've curated a ultimate guide to a anti-inflation cooking video. We're going to break down how to feed even a family of five for like $25. Also, how to hit that 80 plus keto meal on a budget, and how to eat for maybe just $1 a day if that's all you have. We'll be covering vegan meals, keto meals, gluten free paths, because no matter how you eat, you deserve to have a full plate and a full wallet. So, per usual, y'all know I got some videos I'm going to show y'all, and we'll be getting into those in just a minute. We'll be diving into these life saving strategies. So, number one, I know that one of the biggest things that has been a push and a trend is plant based diets, right? So, we'll be getting into a little bit of plant based dollar stretching, okay? We'll be talking about the power of the base, okay? And when it comes to some of those recipes and meals, one of the biggest things you can do is use lentils, oats, and rice as your foundation. Many people know this, right? These are big fillers, they stick to the bones, they are the cheapest items in the store, but very filling. Now, we also going to talk about flavor over meat. You don't need expensive proteins to get a meaty satisfaction. Okay, spices and textures are what actually satisfies the cravings. That's a big secret if y'all didn't know. And then we'll also get into the $16 rule. If you have $16, you got 20 meals on your hand. And I don't think you know that, but we're going to show you exactly how that is possible. That is the mindset that we are building today. And I wanted to do this video because there are a lot of people, we have to understand, that are actually struggling. We know that we are at World War III. We know that a lot of people that are actually living or having to pick up the pieces during war may not have very much to spend to feed their children or their families. And so these are people that I'm going to show y'all today that are breaking it down for us on how you basically, if you don't have much or you're just on a very tight budget, you still can eat well, you can eat tasty, you can eat healthy, and you don't have to break the bank. So that's what we'll be getting into on this live, y'all. I have a few videos that I'm going to show y'all. We also will be talking about those low carb and keto eaters out there, okay? Buy the ugly protein. So there are a lot of people that have spoken about and talk about looking for markdowns when it comes to meats or buy bigger, right? Cheaper cuts that can shred or slow cook and make them stretch out further. You can avoid keto brands. Don't buy the box keto snacks. Stick to regular keto items, natural keto items like eggs, butter, and smoked meats to keep costs down. Okay. It doesn't always have to be about products that they're, making and pushing on you to be keto products and brands. Pay attention to what real keto is in the natural products that we also already have that you can purchase for lower cost if you are a keto diet person. And the 84 meal hack. It is about the grocery haul strategy, buying 10 days of food at once to lower the price per meal cost to under $1. Do y'all think that's possible? Well, we have some people that are going to show you how to do it today. So let's go ahead and get into our next topic. Big families. That is the thing, right? A lot of people do have big families and they're trying to feed maybe 5+ people. Well, I have a great lady that I found and I watched some of her content, and she has a lot of great tips to show y'all how you can feed a huge family on a budget. So, the start stretch. When feeding a crowd, it's usually best to use potatoes or rice to bulk the meal. So, the expensive parts, like meat, go twice as far. Also, we're going to be talking about the Dollar Tree secret. You can find naturally gluten-free items at the dollar store. Did y'all know that? Such as beans, corn, frozen veggies. So you don't have to pay the gluten-free tax at the big name brand stores that, have set up shop because they know people are trying to clean their diets up. We'll also be talking about $20 for 50. That is 50 cents a meal. It requires planning and strategic shopping, but it is very possible. So finally, here comes JJ. Finally, this is for my big households. If you have 5 or more people at the table, you want to listen in on this video, you're going to be able to see how 50 meals can come out of just $25. And it sounds like it's a magic trick, but it's just smart bulk cooking. We're also looking at how to do 3 full gluten-free family dinners for only $20 using items from, again, Dollar Tree. Yeah, that's JJ. They're getting ready to go back to the room. Child, I'm sorry. I apologize. So no one gets left behind here. And don't worry, if you saying, I ain't this clean eater, I ain't trying to be on no vegan or no gluten-free diet, I have a lady here that is feeding a huge family as well for a very affordable price. And guess what, y'all? She's making soul food dishes. So we'll be getting into all of that on this live, y'all. Without further ado, let me go ahead and play the first video for y'all because y'all know I can talk. So let me stop talking and let's start learning, child. But yeah, I thought this would be very important for us because we never know what somebody's going through and what budget they may be in. And everybody's not, willing to be saying that they on a budget and they're struggling or whatever. But child, we always can eat because God's gonna make sure that we have everything that we need so we can be okay. You know what I mean? And we have to believe that. And we have some great people out here that go out and they do the work and they want to bring it to us. So let's go ahead and get into this 50 meals for $25. Did y'all think that could be a thing? Do y'all believe? Do you believe? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this video real quick. And let's watch it together. And per usual, I'm going to meet y'all over in the chat. Let me get everything set up real quick on this video. And I want to go ahead and take a shout out to the people that I am playing the videos of here because they are helping a lot of people in more ways than they know, especially in this time of crisis that a lot of people are in right now and difficulty. So let's go ahead and shout out the channel Uniquely Tish. She has a really excellent channel. If y'all haven't watched her, y'all really got to go over and check out her content. And she has 50 meals for $25. Budget cooking challenge for a family of 5. Can you really make 50 home cooked meals for just $25 in this economy? Yes, you can. And Tish is going to show us exactly how you can do that. So let me go ahead and get this up on the screen for y'all, and let's watch together, and I'm going to meet y'all in the chat.
Baby, I said challenge accepted. With $25, I was able to create 50 meals for my family of 5. And no, we're not talking rice and beans. We're talking chicken, vegetables, burritos, all of that for $25. If you've been trying to save money on groceries without sacrificing flavor, I got you. Let me show you what I bought, how I planned it out, and how you can do the same thing too, even if your budget is tighter than mine. First things first, let's head to the store and get some groceries. All right, so let me break it down. I went into this knowing that I had to make every dollar stretch, like no playing around with this budget. I took $25, walked into the store with a plan, and came out with groceries to feed my family of 5 all of these meals you are about to see. Now, I wasn't buying anything fancy. I just went in there and bought my regular staple items. I focused on protein, veggies, and carbs. Here's my receipt. I spent a total of $25.90. Now, let's turn these groceries into meals. For the first meal, I made barbecue baked chicken, green beans, and Bush's baked beans, and it turned out so good, even my picky eater wanted seconds. So first, I started with this barbecue rub, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, a half teaspoon of white pepper, 2.5 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a half teaspoon of cumin. This combo right here gives it that sweet and savory flavor. You ever bite into something and immediately start wiggling your toes or start humming? That's what this does. I remember the first time I tried making my own barbecue rub, I was so nervous, y'all, thinking that it had to be complicated. But y'all, I was over here measuring like I was on that show Chop. Now, I eyeball and vibe. That's the key. Get to know your spices like old friends. I pull that skin back and season under it too, because flavor should not stop at the surface. Seasoning under the skin is like telling your food, I love you. I want my family to taste that love with every bite. And yes, I always season with love, even if I'm cooking for people outside of my house. I'm placing these into the oven at 400 degrees for 1 hour. Halfway through, I'm going to brush on some barbecue sauce. But listen, my daughter does not like barbecue sauce, so I'm going to leave a few of them plain for her. That's what I call love and compromise in a pan right there. Speaking of picky eaters, every mom has at least one. But here's what I've learned. It's okay to cook a little differently for your people. Food is personal. And trust me, even without sauce, that seasoning carries the whole meal. My husband and I grew up in an era where you either ate what was on that plate or you didn't eat it all. And y'all, we were sitting there for hours trying to swallow liver and Brussels sprouts, but I said, nope, not in my house. If my child don't like barbecue sauce, guess what? I'll leave a couple of pieces plain. If broccoli makes them gag, I'll swap it for something.
Child, did you hear what she just said? I think a lot of us in a certain age range can attest to that. Okay. You are sitting at the dinner table, all right, falling asleep at the dinner table because you don't want to eat the peas because you don't like peas. But grandma said you're not leaving this table until you eat them peas. Child, y'all want to know what I used to do? Let me tell y'all. This is what I used to do. So I would sit there and I'd give it a good go now. I'd give it a good go for about 30, 45 minutes and stuff. And at that time, you're going to school, you come home, you're eating dinner at the dinner table. And then shortly after that, it's like you get to watch some TV after you eat dinner before you go to bed. So I'm trying to get to my show. I want to watch TV. But I'm sitting here and I'm trying to hold my ground. because I'm like, I don't want these peas on this plate and I don't want to eat these peas. But grandma said I can't leave the table until I eat the peas. And I know I'm trying to get to my shelf. So y'all wanna know what I did? I stuffed all of the peas in my mouth. I looked like a chickmunk. My cheeks was big on the left side and the right side. I just stuffed them all in my mouth. And I said, and I'm mumbling, I'm all done. I eat all my food. Now she didn't say I had to swallow it. She just said it had to be off the plate. That's what she said to me. So it was off the plate. And so after that, I was released from the dinner table and now I can go. And where did I go first? Upstairs to the bathroom and spit all the peas in the toilet and flush them and then go back downstairs so I can watch my show before I gotta go to bed. That's what I used to do. Did y'all used to do anything like this as well? Like, because like with grandmas especially, right? Yo, they strict. And back then, that's how it was. We can't waste food. We're not wasting food and we're not wasting money. So whatever is on your plate, you eat what's on your plate. But one of the things that I really did not like, y'all, was peas. I did not like green peas. Now today, as I'm an adult, they be in the fried rice and stuff like that. I can stomach them and stuff like that. But back then, when I was a child, I did not want them peas at all. And I wasn't gonna eat them. I was on a standoff for real at the dinner table. So I figured I was a do. And then, child, not when we had the dog, not when the dog was present, because when the dog was present, when she wasn't looking, I was sliding food up under the table. Yes, I was. I was that kid. I was that kid. And then I'm like, look, grandma, eat on my food. Well, the dog probably ate half of it. Because some of that stuff, I did not want to eat it. I didn't like it. So I either was sliding it under the table to the dog if the dog was loose that night during dinner. Because typically my grandma would put the dogs up when we eating dinner because they just beg and beg and beg. And so, but if the dog was loose that night, I was like, yes, ooh, yes. Because I'm going to slide whatever I don't want up under this table and the dog is going to eat it. And we're going to be down here as a team. Okay. But if I didn't have the dog, I had my cheeks. And I would stuff my cheeks and I would leave the table and go spit it in the toilet and then come downstairs and watch TV. But anyway, it's funny that she said that. So that's just why I brought up that little cute little quirky story. But anyway, let's keep going, y'all. I'm going to meet y'all back in the chat.
They will eat. I'm not about to fight at the dinner table every night. The goal is to get them fed, full, and nourished, not traumatized by green beans. Feeding your family should feel like love, not a battle. And if that means tweaking the recipe a little, then that's what we're going to do. So I just flipped all of the chicken legs over and I'm going to place barbecue on the other side. You want to make sure you get barbecue sauce all over that chicken. Once I get sauce on all of the legs, these will go back into the oven for 15 minutes to finish cooking. Look at this chicken. Full of flavor. I heat up the baked beans, season the green beans, and toss in some leftover sausage from breakfast. Waste not, want not is my motto. And here it is, all plated up, enough to fill everyone's belly, and I still have 2 plates to freeze for later. So altogether, there were a total of 7 plates with this meal. You know what day it is? It is Taco Tuesday, but we're switching it up with turkey burritos. I went with turkey instead of beef because it's cheaper, and once you season it, no one will know the difference. Now, let me tell you about the time I realized turkey could save my grocery budget. I was walking through the store watching ground beef prices skyrocket like these eggs, and then I saw turkey, a whole $3 cheaper, y'all. I figured, why not give it a shot? When you're feeding 5 mouths on a tight budget, it's the small switches or changes that add up, like subbing meat or stretching meals with rice, beans, or veggies. I always say budgeting isn't about sacrifice, it's about strategy. I already had a can of refried beans and tortillas, so if I had to repurchase them, this is how much they would cost. Now let's build these burritos. I layered them with refried beans, queso, turkey meat, and a little sour cream. Some got jalapenos just for the kick. When I started making these burritos, it wasn't even about being fancy. It was about survival. Feeding a family of 5 in this economy, y'all, it takes creativity, prayer, and a little seasoning. I remember standing in that grocery store out doing the math in my head, thinking, okay, if I buy this turkey meat, I already have burritos and refried beans at home. I can stretch this into something. And y'all, I did exactly that. I was able to make 22 burritos for less than what we spend on one fast food run. And the best part, my kids love them because even when the budget says no, I can still say, I got you. That's the kind of love that goes into making these types of meals. And a trick for keeping them sealed, I added a little butter before putting them on the griddle. It acts like glue so they don't pop open when you go to flip them. You got to add that butter before flipping these burritos. Don't skip it, friend. Not only does it help them stay sealed, it also gives it that golden brown crispy crust that tastes like a whole extra layer of flavor. It's like the difference between, oh, this is good, and okay, who made these? Trust me, the butter makes it better every time. The finished product, I have 22 golden burritos. This was enough to fill everyone's belly. I tried to include my husband's burritos in the count, but he had already started chewing, y'all. And I have enough meat left over to make 2 more burritos. Next on the menu is oven baked chicken, green beans, corn, and roasted red potatoes. Now, for this dinner, I started with the red potatoes first because outside of the chicken, it's going to take the longest to cook. I'm going to roast half and fry half because in this house, we got preferences. And I try to make everyone happy when I can. Once I finish rinsing these, then I'm going to go ahead and cut them in half. This is how many I have left over to make a whole other meal, y'all. You know, moms and wives are really out here doing more with less every single day. Like, we'll stretch $1 so far. We always find a way to turn a little into a lot, not because we have to be magicians. Y'all know we are not, but because that's who we are as moms and wives. Whether it's making a full dinner out of pantry staples or figuring out how to make 5 people feel full on 1 pack of chicken, we do it without hesitation. And it's not just about feeding our families. It's about nourishing them. We want their bellies full and their hearts warm. We tweak recipes, cut corners where we can, and somehow still serve meals made with love. It's not always easy, and we don't always get the credit, but you best believe we're doing everything in our power to make sure our families are taken care of, because that's what we do as moms and wives. The seasonings are to taste. Now, the last time I followed a recipe online for roasted red potatoes, it didn't hit at all. They came out so spicy. So I'm going with what I know, which is garlic powder, smoked paprika, onion powder, and black pepper. I was going to use dried rosemary, but opted for chives instead because I'm going to do mine with sour cream and chives. That's the beauty of cooking to taste. You know exactly what tastes good to you and your family. Before I added the seasonings, I did pour a little olive oil, and this helps the seasoning stick to the potatoes. And I did taste it after mixing the potatoes up to make sure that it was to my liking. So you'll see me adding a little more extra seasonings to get it to that perfect flavor. I'm giving this a good mix to make sure the seasonings are well incorporated, and then these will go into the oven at 400 degrees for 1 hour. I poured a little olive oil on my chicken because it's the glue that helps everything stick. When it comes to seasoning, I used just about every single spice that I had in my spice cabinet, y'all. Seasoning chicken is like putting your signature on a meal. You can't just sprinkle salt and call it a day. I like to layer those flavors like garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, a little Cajun seasoning. I also use adobo and some other seasonings. It was a lot, y'all. That flavor got to be in every bite, not just sitting on top looking cute. Can you believe that I found this whole bag of chicken for $4.70? Jovi's Smart Shop rotates these sales weekly. Like this week, they'll have drumsticks, and next week they'll do leg quarters. But every other week, they have some type of sale on their chicken. Now, whenever they have these sales, I grab 2 to 3 bags because I can make these stretch into several meals. Now, I know everyone may not have a Jovi's Smart Shop because it is specific to Texas, and all stores don't have the same deals, but here's the trick. Check the markdown sections at your local grocery store, especially early in the morning or late in the evening when they're trying to clear out inventory. Now, don't sleep on store apps either because digital coupons really help. And if your store price matches, pull that up on your phone and get that discount. It's all about being flexible and knowing when to grab a deal. Study the sales cycle. A little patience and a sharp eye can turn $20 into a week's worth of meals. And in this economy, every little bit helps. close. There was actually enough chicken left over to marinate for tomorrow's meal. Now I'm using the mesquite marinade, so I did open up a second bag of chicken, washed it, and added a few pieces to the marinade bag. Now, how I make these legs stretch is I ration out the chicken. I know that 13 legs total is more than enough for my family. It allows everyone to eat at least 2 legs each, plus have some left over to make additional leftover plates. Now, what I'm going to do with the rest of this chicken is bag it up and use it for another meal. The sides that we're eating today were pretty simple: green beans, corn, and then I am frying up the roasted red potatoes. Now, after eating all of this food, my family was full and I had leftovers for two.
What is y'all thinking about this video so far? Yo, she is going in. And I love like her cooking style as well, because it's pretty much similar to how I cook as well. I love how she got all of the plates and stuff. Everything is portioned out. It's real pretty. But yo, when she talking about some of these things, I'm like, yo, for real. That give me nostalgia. Because it's like, when you have a big family, especially when you got multiple kids, you may always have that kid that's like, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. All the other kids is like, yo, they finish their plate and they go, and they do what they do. Then you got that one kid that's like, no, I'm not eating the peas. That was me. I'm not eating the peas. Oh, drunken Irishman said he didn't like the broccoli. He didn't like the broccoli. Yeah, I love me some broccoli now. I can't remember when I was a kid. I can't remember if I liked broccoli when I was a kid. I gotta ask my mama, because I don't remember that one. I just know I didn't like them peas. I can remember that I don't like them peas now. But broccoli, I really love broccoli to this day. Like steamed broccoli, broccoli sauteed in butter. You know what I mean? Like all of that. I love me some broccoli now. I can't remember if I liked it back then. But I know I didn't like no peas. Star said Brussels sprouts. People hate them. Oh my God, Star. I love your Brussels sprout now, but I didn't like it when I was young, right? Like your taste buds like adjust or change or shift. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you get older. So like when I was younger, I didn't like Brussels sprouts. I was like, what is these little BB cabbages? I don't want to eat these BB cabbages. I feel like I'm eating the cabbage baby. Like, because I'm a kid. So I'm thinking like that. Like, what is this little teeny tiny cabbage? That's what it looked like to me, right? So I was like, I don't want to eat this baby cabbage. And then I didn't like the taste of it. But now I love me a good Brussels sprout. I just saute it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of butter, a little bit of lemon pepper. Boom. Brussels sprouts is good for me now. But when I was a kid, yo, I was not eating no Brussels sprout. I said, what is this little baby this little baby cabbage? That's what it looked like, y'all. Y'all tell me that a Brussels sprout don't look like a little tiny infant cabbage. It looked like a little infant cabbage, and I didn't want to eat that. So I didn't eat it when I was young either. Star. Brussels sprouts. She said, me too. I didn't either. Baby cabbages. Yeah. They look like little infant cabbages, like little infant cabbage. So I was just like, I don't like this. And I didn't like the taste of it either. So I was just like, I don't like this. I don't want to eat these. But I love them now. I love Brussels sprouts now. They pair really well with a steak, honestly. With a nice sirloin steak. I love me a good Brussels sprout, a nice either baked potato or mashed potato paired with a nice sirloin steak. Yeah, love me a good Brussels sprout. But now, I don't know. I guess like your palate just changes when you get older. So you like, you like things that you didn't like when you was a kid. So now, like with my son, right, child, he's stuck on certain things. So I am trying to make sure that he's like still incorporating vegetables and stuff like that into his diet. And he's getting to the picky age where he can actually verbalize to me what he want and what he don't want. And so, child, he's telling me straight up now, I don't want that. And when I give him a plate, he likes to eat, don't get me wrong, but he'll eat what he likes. And then what he don't like, I know very clear, because that is what's left on the plate. And it will take him, he'll just be dancing around the plate and just, not even eating it at all. And I'm like, yo, why are you not eating your broccoli? Why are you not eating your green beans? And I'm like, oh, dang. Okay, we're getting to this stage. You don't like them. You don't want them. So now it's like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, do we take grandma's approach and we say, you sit here and you stay here till you eat it because you're not going to waste it? Or do you just be like, okay, maybe right now he's not accustomed to it, and maybe later in life he'll become accustomed to it, and just let him have that. Because we got like these different levels of parenting now that's very different from like when we was raised and we was growing up. So it's just like you're stuck in between when it comes to that. It's like, do I do it grandma style, or do I just like be like, I don't want to fight, and he's just gonna keep leaving it on the plate? Like, there's no way that I can force him to eat it really, unless I'm stuffing it down his throat, and I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just like, all right, if he don't like it, then what I try to do, y'all? If he don't like something that's on his plate, right? Because I try to do like full course meals, right? So it's either four things or three things on the plate. It's a protein, it's a vegetable, it's a starch. That's like typically like how I do my plates and stuff when I'm cooking. And so if I see that there's something he takes a liking to more than what it is he don't want to touch, what I'll do is I won't force him to eat that, but I give him another portion of what it is that he does like. And I tell him to eat that portion of that. So he can get his protein and his weight up and all the things like that. So that's how I've been dealing with it when it comes to him. And I'm feeling like at some point as he gets older and he navigates, through life or whatever, he may still continue not to like it, or he may gravitate towards it like I did. But I don't want him to lose any portion of, protein or meal or nutrition. So what I do is, okay, you don't want to eat this portion of the green beans, but I see that you like potatoes. So I'm gonna give you another serving of potatoes. Eat that serving of potatoes. Once you're done eating that serving of potatoes, then okay, fine, you can go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I've been dealing with it. Now I don't know. Everybody parent different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does it different. Hold on. What did Imani say? They are vile. Me and Brussels sprouts, I do not see the point. Smell terrible, taste terrible. Yuck. Imani, you don't like Brussels sprouts. Okay. Yeah, Brussels sprouts. I mean, look, when I was young, I didn't like them at all. But now that I'm older, I really care. Like, I really like me a good old Brussels sprout. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. And like I said, when I pair them with a nice little sirloin steak and stuff like a baked potato or some mashed potato to the side, yo, the Brussels sprouts be hitting. Y'all want to know how I cook my Brussels sprouts? So I make my Brussels sprouts, and I get the ones that come in the steamable bag, right? So I get them, and it goes in the microwave. So I steam them in the microwave in the steamable bag. And so once they're done in the microwave in the steamable bag, I cut it open and I put it in the frying pan on the stove. They're already cooked, so I don't have to have it in there very long. I just put it in there because that's now when I'm seasoning it, and I add the butter. Add some butter to the Brussels sprout. You may like it a little bit better. I can't be sure, everybody. I can't be sure. But this is how I season mine. So I added the steamed Brussels sprout from the bag in the microwave to the frying pan on the stove on low. And I put the butter in there, let the butter melt down and marinate around with the Brussels sprout. I put a little salt and pepper. You gotta put some seasonings up in there. And one of the things that I also like putting on my Brussels sprouts, which is a I don't know if everybody do this. I like to put the Parmesan cheese or Parmesan cheese. However, I know people pronounce it different. I like to put that on my Brussels sprout, but not like the fresh cheese, the one that you put on your spaghetti, the powdered Parmesan cheese. Oh God, dogs, stop fighting. So I put the powdered Parmesan cheese on there with a little bit of salt and pepper and butter, and sometimes I put a little lemon pepper on there too. Yes. Oh, look at Maria. She said Brussels sprouts with butter and bacon is so good. Yeah, girl, I'm gonna have to try that one. I'm gonna have to try it with the bacon. I haven't tried it with the. Oh, Imani, I understand. I understand. Okay, I got you. But don't. So even if you leave the bacon out, Imani, try it for real with a little bit steamable ones. Right? Steam it up first in the microwave. Put it in the frying pan on the stove. Add some butter, a little salt and pepper, seasoned salt, whatever you use, whatever your seasonings and spices are, and then try and sprinkle a little bit of that Parmesan cheese on there, and try it like that. You might like it like that. I don't know, but anyway, let's keep going, y'all. We're almost through this video because after we get through this one, we got more to move on to. Because I know we got the vegans out there that's waiting to hear these budget meals. We got the keto diet out here that's waiting to hear some of these budget meals. The clean eaters, the meat eaters, all of the eaters. We got a lot. We got all of it for y'all here. And it is on a budget. So let's keep going, y'all. I ain't gonna talk too much. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's go.
More plates. Budget meals that feel like comfort food. That's the goal. And this is some of the food that was left over to make more plates. Next meal is mesquite chicken, stuffing, cranberry sauce, and corn. Now, since I prepped this chicken yesterday, all I have to do is lay it out and bake it. Easy dinners like this frees up so much time for me. Between work, school activities, and trying to squeeze in a moment of peace, dinners like this feel like a life hack. Just a few extra minutes of prep the day before means I'm not scrambling the next day. That's a gift to your peace of mind. You don't have to do everything at once, just one small step at a time. This is how dinner turned out. I did have enough left over to make 2 additional plates, so altogether we had a total of 7 meals. For the final meal, we're having chicken, black eyed peas, and green beans. Listen, I know these meals are starting to look a little familiar, but when money is tight, the goal is to make sure everyone is full, not fancy. In this economy, I'm learning how to stretch a dollar even further than before because I was really stretching that dollar, but now I'm stretching it like nobody's business. Some weeks we may have to live off of rice and beans. I'm sure if it gets to that point, I will feel bad because they are so used to eating the way they eat. But you know what? My family is fed, they are loved, and they know their dad and I are doing our best. And that's what counts. It ain't about perfection, it's about provision. Today's chicken recipe is the same as the other day. They love that seasoned chicken so much, I made it again. Jordan told me that chicken tastes so good with Chick-fil-A sauce. And y'all know I had to give it a try, and he was right. It really did taste good with Chick-fil-A sauce. But they somehow found my secret stash and cleared it out, which means I need to go back and get some more and find a new hiding spot. Now, how many of y'all hide food from your family? I know it sounds like big back activity. Big back, big back. Big back, big back. But sometimes when you are craving something, you don't want to have to go hunt for it, only to be disappointed when it's all gone. But y'all, these dinners have been amazing. My picky eater only eats chicken and fish, so this was right up her alley and mine because I only had to cook 1 meal instead of 2 all week. But this challenge has shown me that with a little creativity and intention, we can do so much more than we think. And the best part, my family ate good. Full bellies, happy faces, and I stayed within budget. That is a win all around in my book. This wasn't just a cooking challenge. It was a reminder that we're built for this. Us mamas, we are built for this. We know how to stretch, flip, and remix a meal like it's nothing. So y'all, 50 meals, $25, real food, real love, and real results. Let's stop letting these price tags scare us out of the kitchen. We've got stories to tell, plates to fill, and families to feed. If you found this helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you know someone who could use some grocery budget inspiration, go ahead and share this video with them. And if you are new here, I would love for you to become part of the family by hitting that subscribe button because I do have more budget-friendly meals coming up. I also have grocery hauls and real life kitchen tips that will help you save money. And hey, drop a comment down below. What is your go-to meal when you want to eat good but on a tight budget? I am curious to know. Thanks for hanging out.
All right, y'all. So that was an excellent video. And again, I want to remind y'all whose channel that was. That was from Uniquely Tish. She is dope. I love her. I love her energy. I love her personality. And child, she be going down in the kitchen, y'all. And she making sure her family is taken care of. And so, like when it comes to food, that's something that a lot of people, I think that we are not necessarily understanding, that there are people out here that are really having a difficult time just eating, just putting food on the table, feeding their children, feeding their family. This is a serious thing that people are dealing with. And not has it always been that way, but it's even worse right now because of all of the things that we're dealing with, not just in the country I live in, which is the United States, but it's happening globally. People are struggling to feed their families. I'm going to have another full video that I want to do where I want to show y'all some videos on how some people in different, like third world countries and stuff like that, or island like countries, how they feed entire villages, and they make like these grandiose pots and dishes and whatnot to feed the entire village to make sure no one goes hungry, because it's about them looking out for the entire, group, the entire people of that, village or neighborhood or whatever it is, right, where they live and where they stay. And so those videos to me, like, they're so intriguing. I watch them for hours. They make these big pots of like food. They be out there cooking, child, and they be outside cooking on just regular pots and pans outside, woks and stuff like that, and cooking for an entire village. So anyway, shout out to Uniquely Tish. Okay, y'all check her out. Go over and watch her videos and her channel if you want any more tips on budget friendly cooking, great recipes, when you may not have the funds or whatnot that you would like to have to cook the way you want to. Because we gotta do what we gotta do when we in the times of need, and there may be people that's in times of need. And especially with everything that's going on right now, these grocery prices going up. People, were not being able to get their EBT at a certain point, or, food assistance programs and stuff were getting shut down for people. So it's just like, people are out here really struggling and dealing with a lot on a real scale, on a real level. And there are people out here that's just like, trying to aid and assist and help with that. So yes, this is Uniquely Tish on YouTube, y'all. Please check her out. She's excellent. So let me take just a quick song break. And when it comes to the song breaks today, y'all, I'm just playing lo-fi. That's it. I'm playing some lo-fi music that I made. It don't no lyrics or nothing like that. No lyrics, no words and nothing. We just playing a little medley. And then after that, we're going to get into the next video. But I do have to take these song breaks in between because this is how I got to break up the content, y'all. So anyway, I will be right back. Let me play a quick little lo-fi for y'all. A little vibe, cafe lo-fi joint. And we'll be right back. We're going to get into 7 easily family favorite dinners. And this is going to be, y'all, anybody who's out there who is very much gluten-free and low carb. These are minimal dishes, and they are affordable. So we're going to be getting into that one next, y'all. Let me go ahead and play this lo-fi song for a quick break, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this next video, y'all. So this, again, like I said, is for the gluten-free and low-carb minimal dishes. If y'all are someone who is very much gluten-free and low-carb, these are some great dishes that we're going to be brought and recipes that we're going to be brought. And this is from Shelby Mary Beth. I have not watched her previously, but as I was reviewing the content to do for this video today, I came across her channel, and I love her energy and her personality. And she really makes some really tasty looking recipes that are very much gluten free and low carb. And so, 7 easy family favorite dinners, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. We will watch that together, and I will meet y'all in the chat as usual. For everyone who has come in, thank you so much. I appreciate it. The dogs are fighting. I appreciate it, and I hope y'all are enjoying some of the content and some of these recipes, and maybe you can make some yourself. So let's go ahead and get into this together, and I'll meet y'all in the chat.
Here's my highly requested video. I'm putting together 7 of my family's favorite dinners. These are low carb, easy to make, and have minimal dishes. All of the recipes will be in the description, but throughout this video, I will be sharing tips and tricks to make it easier and more delicious. First up, we have Alice chicken. It's marinated chicken topped with bacon, provolone cheese, and then honey mustard. This is one of my family's all-time favorites. It's also so easy to make. It does require just a small amount of prep work, so I'm just tenderizing the chicken with a fork, just poking a whole bunch of holes so that when I marinate it, it's going to saturate the chicken and it's going to be super yummy. So we have Worcestershire sauce. I'm just covering the chicken with enough of it to like really saturate it and let it marinate in the fridge. You can do this in the morning and cook it at night. In my case, I was doing it in the afternoon, so about 12 o'clock when my kids went down for a nap, and then I will be cooking it around 5 o'clock. There are a lot of ways to cook bacon, but my favorite way is just to stick it into the oven. I like to cover the baking sheet with tin foil just because that bacon grease can be very tedious to clean up. We also have a septic system and we need to keep that grease out of there. So I have our oven preheated at 375 for our chicken. So that's going to be the temp I cook the bacon at. I'm going to put that in first, because it is okay if the bacon is done before the chicken because it's just a topping. So I put it in, and then in 10 minutes I flip it over and cook it for about another 10 minutes until it's nice and crispy. So while it's cooking, I am going to lay out all of the chicken. This is that marinated chicken in the Worcestershire sauce, and I'm just going to lay it on the pan. I like to make sure they're not really touching because when I put the toppings on later, it makes it a lot easier. I like cooking my chicken with a meat thermometer that goes into the oven. You get perfectly cooked chicken every single time with this, so I cannot recommend it enough. You'll see me use it a lot throughout this video. So the bacon's been cooking in the oven for about 10 minutes. I'm just flipping it over so it gets a nice, even crisp. I'm also going to take a paper towel to it just to soak up as much bacon grease as I can. This helps the bacon get so much crispier. You cook your chicken until it reaches 165, but game changer, if you bring it out at 155 degrees and let it rest on the pan for 5 minutes, it'll bring the temp up to 165, which is where it needs to be, but it doesn't get all dried out and overcooked. It's so much better this way. I use 1 piece of bacon for each piece of chicken that I have here, and then I'm going to take the provolone cheese and put it on top. This is a thin slice, but I'm doubling it to make it more of a regular size. I did not mean to grab the thin sliced provolone, but here we are. So after topping it with the bacon and then the provolone, you just put it in the oven until the cheese melts on top. So I always plate it and then I'll top it with some honey mustard in a little bit. I am serving it with a side of green beans. Love the frozen bag of vegetables that are like steam in. You just put them in the microwave and they come out perfect every time. So use your favorite honey mustard and top it on the chicken and enjoy. Next up, I'm going to share how I like to cook up some yummy salmon for dinner. I'm also going to be sharing a delicious garlic, like Parmesan, zucchini, squash side for this. It's so good. I love picking up some fresh salmon from the counter at our grocery store, but I don't always have the time for that. And salmon is only good in the fridge for like, I don't know, what is it, like a day or two, and then it goes bad. So I buy it frozen so that I can make it more often because it is just so good for you to eat. I'm going to marinate my salmon in some soy sauce. I'm just covering it enough so that it can soak and stay in the fridge for about an hour. It needs to be at least 30 minutes, but I definitely would not go over like 3 or 4 hours marinating. There are so many different ways you can marinate salmon or top it with something, but the best way, or like the easiest way, I think, in my opinion, to cook salmon is just in a pan and put it into the oven. So you can top it with whatever you like. I recommend just squeezing a lemon on top. Then if you're like me and craving it to be just a little bit more sweet, I'm going to top it with some brown sugar and rub it in a little bit. After the brown sugar is rubbed in, I'm going to use some dill and just sprinkle it on top of the salmon. And to make it even more delicious, I'm using some honey and I just drizzle that on top. You can serve any side you like with your salmon, but I recommend a roasted garlic parmesan zucchini squash. It's so good. So I'm going to lay a piece of parchment paper on my pan just for an easier cleanup. And then I have a yellow squash and a green zucchini. So I'm starting by just chopping it all up into bite-sized pieces, and then I put it all on the pan. And if you're like me, I don't like that huge pile of dishes at the end of a meal. So to keep that down, I'm going to be mixing it all right here on the pan. So literally just topping it with some olive oil, salt, freshly cracked pepper, Italian seasoning, Parmesan, and then garlic. And the recipe has all the measurements if you want them, but I just eyeball it. And
All right, so y'all see, I was trying to tell y'all earlier, that Parmesan cheese now, that grated Parmesan cheese, you see the one she's sprinkling over that zucchini right now? Yes, that grated Parmesan cheese will light up the flavors in a dish. I'm telling y'all for real. Now, I've done this multiple times with multiple dishes and with vegetables mostly. But sometimes I may sprinkle a little bit, on my salmon and stuff like that I make, like my salmon fillets. And that's what she's making as well. She's sprinkling some right now on the zucchini. I'm gonna see if she sprinkles some on the salmon. But I don't know. It's just something about that grated Parmesan cheese. It really gives a very great flavor to the food. And y'all know I like to cook. Y'all see me do a few of my cooking videos and stuff. And I'll have more of those to come, and I'll show y'all, some more recipes and stuff like that I do, and cooking stuff or whatnot, and go live while I'm doing it and show y'all what I'm cooking. But yeah, it's just something about that Parmesan cheese. It really just adds a little bit of zest. And I know Imani was like, yeah, just no swine. I got you, girl. I got you. No pork. I got you. We not doing the swine. We not doing the swine. We not doing the swine. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for real. I'm trying to eat healthier. I'm trying to eat cleaner for real. And I have been successful in doing that. Um, for the most part, right? It's like holidays and stuff like that. And, sometimes when you throw things on the grill, those may not be the most healthiest items or whatnot that you consume in eating. But on a regular day basis, like we typically eat pretty clean. It's a lot of like fish and chicken. That's really mostly what we eat. Every now and then we'll eat a steak or roast or some type of pork item. But more so outside of that, it's more so chicken and fish. Like that's what our proteins are. When it comes to that, and then beans, you know what I mean, like beans and green vegetables and things like that. So we trying to have more of a clean diet, more of a healthy diet. It's necessary for my mom, right, because of her health, and health issues she has. I want to start eating cleaner so I can prevent maybe myself from hereditarily getting some of the health conditions and issues that she has. And I'm trying to set my son up for success so he don't even have to have or think, that he's going to have any of these health conditions or issues from just eating patterns and styles and, food choices and stuff like that. Because a lot of the times our health is heavily regulated and based off of the things that we consume and we put in our bodies. And I know a lot of people know that. So it comes a lot, it boils really down a lot to like diet, you know what I mean? How you eat and things of that nature. So, yeah, we've been trying to, clean up our diet and we've been successful at doing that. And, but it's more cleaning that can be done. It's more cleaning that can be done. You said, I have gotten used to turkey rashers. What's that, Imani? What is a turkey rasher? What's a turkey rasher? I'm not familiar. I'm sorry. Um, and I know sometimes foods can be different internationally and stuff like that as well. So, but what is a turkey rasher? Is that like a sandwich? Is it a sandwich? I don't know. But anyway, let's keep going. So she's gonna keep going, and showing us a few more of these meals that she prepares. So let's watch this and then we'll be moving on to the gluten free, y'all. Because I know some people out there, for actual health purposes, they have to eat gluten free diets. And so don't worry, you can eat gluten free on a budget as well. We have some videos here to show you about that. So we'll get into that in just a moment. Let's keep going.
That's so much easier. Plus, you don't have to wash all those measuring cups. So if you're a measuring person, the recipe is in the description. Or if you're like me and like to use as few dishes as possible, the more often you do it too, the better of a feel you get for like how much seasoning and spices to use. So just practice, practice, practice. Keep making dinners for your family and you'll get better every single time. So once I have everything nicely coated, I'm going to lay it in a single layer on my pan. And then you cook it at 400 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how thick or how well done you want your zucchini to be. I do it for about 25 minutes. Salmon only takes about roughly like 15 minutes to cook, but I also use my meat thermometer and this cooks it perfectly every single time. So it goes in the oven with the salmon and then it tells me exactly what temperature it is. I always stick it in the thickest slice and I'm going to set it for 135, but it's going to rest on the counter until it reaches 145. And this is going to help keep it from overcooking and getting super dry. This zucchini with the roasted garlic on it smells so, so good. I'm just going to toss it on the pan a little bit before serving it on the plate. I brought the salmon out at 135 degrees and then let it rest on the pan until it reaches 145. And then at that point, it is ready to be served, and it's such an easy way to cook up some salmon. We've only recently started making salmon more often, so my kids are having fish sticks just to help kind of get used to the flavor of fish. And then usually when we've had something a lot more often, they are way more willing to try it. Next up, we have a Parmesan chicken, and this one is seriously so easy. Anybody can make it. It's also a huge crowd pleaser. Like I would make this for family dinners, like with our extended family and everything, just because everybody loves it so much. Literally all you do is take the chicken, put it in the pan, and then half mayonnaise, half grated Parmesan cheese, stir it, mix it together, and then put it on top of your chicken. You can measure it out. It would probably be about like 3/4 cups of mayonnaise and 3/4 cups of Parmesan, but I just eyeball it and mix it together and then put it on top of our chicken. We like to have a lot on top, and then it gets nice and crispy in the oven, and it's just packed full of flavor. It's so good. I'm taking out my oven meat thermometer again. This just cooks everything to perfection. I use it with any of our raw meats that I'm cooking. I don't do a time, I just do it by temperature. So if you missed it earlier, for chicken, I like cooking it to 155. I'll pull it out and then I'll let it rest on the counter until it reaches 165. So here you can see I had my alarm set off for 155. It's at 160, and it takes roughly like 5 minutes for it to get up to temp. You can serve this with whatever side you like, but typically we will just steam up some like green beans. I love the frozen packs that you just put in the microwave. It steams them in the bag and then they're ready to be served. This also pairs great with mashed potatoes. Out of all the recipes I'm sharing today, this is probably the one I make the most. Next up, we have a sausage sheet pan. If you are not familiar with sheet pan meals, you need to look them up. They're so easy. While I'm prepping all the sausage and vegetables, I'm preheating the oven at 425, and basically you just chop everything up, throw it on a sheet pan, season it, and put it in the oven. You can use whatever vegetables you have in your refrigerator, like anything that's extra or going bad soon. Just cut it up, throw it on the sheet pan with your sausage. Today I'm just using some frozen vegetable packs that I had in our freezer, and then I'm just drizzling about a tablespoon of olive oil on top, and then I do salt, cracked black pepper, and that's it. I toss it all together, and it's that easy. You can also use whatever seasonings you like, but I'm just keeping it simple with salt and pepper. Put it in the oven for about 40 minutes or until it gets nice and browned. Sometimes we'll eat it as is, and then other times I just love a brown sugar balsamic glaze, and it's really easy to make. I'll make sure the recipe is in the description, but basically it's just brown sugar, balsamic vinegar, Dijon mustard, and honey, and it's kind of sweet, and you can definitely taste the vinegar to it. I like dipping my like sausage sheet pan into it. My husband likes drizzling the whole thing on top, so I recommend trying to dip your sausage and your vegetables in this. It's so good, but it definitely does not need it. Like, the sheet pan is delicious as is. So I usually serve it like this, and then in the little ramekins, I'll put the sauce in there. And I usually dip mine in here, and then my husband, he'll just pour the whole thing over his. But again, it's not needed. The sheet pan is delicious as is. And if you just wanted to switch things up a little bit, try something new, I would recommend that honey balsamic. Next up, we have a chicken Caesar salad. I always save this for my super busy days, like the ones I've been at work and then I have to come home with the kids and make dinner right away, or whenever we've just been busy. It's always my go-to. So we just have our raw chicken breast, and I'm seasoning it with just salt and pepper on both sides, rubbing it in a little bit. I have a pan on the stove that I just put a little bit of olive oil on, and I'm like heating it up on a like medium high temperature, and then I'll just get a nice sear on both sides of this chicken. Usually takes about 5 minutes on each side to get a nice sear, and then because they are so thick, I usually just pop them in the oven to finish. So I'm going to use my meat thermometer again just to get it perfectly cooked. So I like to have it let me know when it reaches 155, and then I'll pull it out of the oven and it'll sit and rest until it reaches 165. I have perfectly cooked chicken every single time I cook it this way. And next up, this is just a Caesar salad kit. You can get these at your grocery store, and they are so convenient.
All right, y'all. So, do y'all ever be getting them salad kits for real? Because I know, like, one of the places I shop at the most is like Walmart, whatever. Boo, boo, boo. But they do have like the salad kits and stuff at Walmart or Food Line and stuff like that. And I get those salad kits. They are really good. They're good. You can use them as just the entire meal, or if you just want just a salad and then that's it. Or you can use it as a side dish, as it seems like she's doing. So you can get those salad kits and make that as a side dish. But I like me a good salad now because I really do like green vegetables. I eat like lettuce, I eat broccoli, I eat Brussels sprouts, all the things we talked about within the live so far. Green beans, all of that type of stuff. Now, like I said, with the peas, it's got to be mixed in with something. I just can't eat me no regular no pea. I don't want that. I don't want no regular green peas by itself. But I'll eat it if it's in a fried rice or something like that. Oh, the dogs is fighting. But but yeah, them salad kits are really cool. And then they come with, sometimes a little like cheese, and then they come with like a salad dressing. They got all of the stuff in there, like it's all set up for you. So you can eat it regular or you can make it as a side or whatever like that. But those salad kits are pretty dope. I like all of them. One of the ones that I like that's really, really good is like I think it's like a Mex Tex or something like that style salad mix. And it's like it had like the tortillas in there, like the corn tortillas in there or whatnot. It's like a Mexican style salad that you can make, and it's got like the cheese. You can put meat if you want to put your own meat. You can decide to do that. But it come with like the tortillas and stuff already in there, and the seasonings and all of that stuff. So, yo, those salad kits are really really good. I like those a lot. What? Oh, hey, House of Queens. Thanks for coming in, House of Queens. Thank you. I really appreciate that. How you doing today? Oh, she said I'm a Southern gal. I don't want to try gluten free. I know that's right, y'all. Okay. She said we out here barbecuing. I want me a pork chop sandwich. Hey. You like a pork chop sandwich, House of Queens? Child, I ain't mad at no good pork chop sandwich. I will eat me a pork chop sandwich, okay? And something off the grill, you know what I'm saying? Because like in the South or whatnot, like Texas and places and stuff like that, like they stay grilling meats, and a lot of the meats that they grill, it really do be pork. You know what I mean? Like pulled pork or pork chops or ribs and stuff like that. I'm a pork eater, but I don't judge nobody who's not a pork eater. I understand people don't eat pork for different reasons, health reasons, spiritual reasons, all of those things. I respect that very much. Now, I will eat me some pork. I will. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. So I do be eating some pork sometimes. So yeah, I had me a good old pork chop sandwich, from the side of the road. And that's the best kind, child. When you be seeing them people that be out there grilling on the side of the road with that big old barrel grill like that, child, that'd be the best type of sandwich and the best type of food. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I eat me a nice old pork chop sandwich now. She said a steak sandwich or a chicken sandwich. And I'm sorry, I'm saying she. Are you she, baby? You she? And I don't mean no disrespect. It's just I'm not, because sometimes I'll say what I see, and sometimes I'm wrong. So I just don't want to be disrespectful. But I think, are you she? Because I don't want to address you wrong. That's all. But yeah, I'm gonna eat me a good old pork chop sandwich from the side of the road, y'all. I'm gonna get me a pork chop sandwich. I ain't even lying to y'all for real. Cause them pork chop sandwiches from the side of the road be busting for real. I like getting stuff from the side of the road. Like, like people, it's not saying side of the road, but like they be out on the side of the road with them big barrel grills, and they just be making like sandwiches and food and stuff like that, and they sell it. I'll pull up on somebody like that real quick because that food be good. That food be really good. You said until I'm allergic to gluten, I'm going to keep eating my starch and carbs. I know that's right, y'all. I'm eating starch and carbs too. He's still eating swine, so no judgment. Okay. I like me a good little pork now. I need me a pork. Nowadays we can't trust all the foods in these restaurants. You're right about that. You're really right about that. We don't know what they selling us in these restaurants, crushing all these things up, mushing up these things, and making patties and stuff out of them. We don't know what we eat. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you say you're bisexual, but you okay? All right. I just wanted to make sure, just out of respect. You know what I mean? Okay, so I can say, you like to go by she and all of the things, she and her and all that. I just like to be respectful when it comes to that. So whatever people ask me to refer to them as, I want to be respectful and do that. And sometimes when I'm meeting people for the first time, I can't be sure. I don't know, so I just asked them, what would you like to be referred to as? What, all of that type of stuff. Because I never want to offend anybody on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I just go by what I'm seeing, or what it looks like to be to me in the really, I guess it's just the avatars and stuff like that. So you know what I mean? So okay. All right. But yeah, child, we eating a pork chop sandwich. We eating a rib sandwich, from like the side. And oh, when I went to Jamaica, child, oh, they be making these roti wraps, okay, that be filled with like the curry chicken or the goat, or they be having just regular jerk chicken or the side of the roll. Like when I went to Jamaica, we was down there. That's how they get down. I was like, yes, I love me side of the roll food. I ain't gonna lie. Puppy, puppy, puppy. What do you want? Leave me alone. So anyway, y'all, let's get back into this video. We got to move past this one because we got a lot more to get into. So let me move past this video. I'm gonna meet y'all in the chat. Let's keep going. Let me get this puppy quiet. Hold on.
Yes, you can make it all with separate ingredients and cut it all up and wash it all yourself, but these kits are just incredibly convenient. I just take everything and mix it in the bag. Like, I don't even toss it in a bowl. I'm trying to use as minimal dishes as possible, and that makes it one less thing I have to wash. After the chicken has rested and got to a good temperature, I'm going to slice it and put it on top of our salad. So if you actually slice it the opposite direction than what I'm slicing it right now, you'll have an easier time cutting it on your plate. I just learned that. I also like to include dried cranberries on my Caesar salad. My husband doesn't care for them, but I think it gives a great flavor. And then we usually top the chicken with some Caesar dressing. That wasn't very pretty because it was the end of the bottle, but you get the picture, and it was delicious. Next up, it has a lengthy name, but it's chicken cutlets with creamy spinach and roasted red pepper sauce. It's so good. I had to share this. It does require a little bit of prep work. So I usually save this for weekends. After making it a few times now, it only takes me about 30 minutes to make. But the first time I made it, I think it was closer to an hour. And I was like, I'm not sure if I want to make this anymore. But it's so delicious. Like, I had to make it again and again because I just crave it. It's so
I'm sorry, I just paused it at the still frame because that mess is so funny. So every time I'm cooking and preparing food, JJ, my son, he's 3, he be right up there like that, just like this little cute little baby. And just on the counter, just touching stuff, child, trying to get a taste. I'm like, what do you want? Like, child, he be trying to eat him an onion, eat him a lemon. I said, you're not gonna like it. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna. But they be so curious. They're so cute. He is so adorable. And so, like, child, these little toddlers, they just come on up there. They're trying to see what you're doing. They want to take a taste. And I'm just like, child, you want to eat an onion or a lemon? Have at it, baby. I don't think you're going to like it very much. But they just put their hands all over the food. Like, move. What are you doing? Anyway, let's keep going. She's almost finished.
So I'm just going to share all the tips I can to make this as easy as possible to make. But the original recipe is in the description. So I don't know about you, but when I am making something, usually I'll just measure it and add it as I go. This is a recipe you're going to want to measure and chop everything first. So I have all my measuring cups right here in front of me, and I'm filling them with each of the ingredients that are on the recipe card. So there's spinach, there's red onion, there's like sun-dried tomatoes, and then there's a red roasted pepper. So you can buy the roasted red pepper in a jar for like $4, or you can roast one. Literally, all you have to do is broil a red pepper until it's brown on all sides. I usually have it cooking like this, and I'll turn it every once in a while. And then by the time I need to add it to the recipe, it's ready to go. But if you didn't want to do that extra step, you can literally just buy it in a jar. It's just a little bit more expensive. The last ingredients I needed to measure and prep were sour cream and white wine, and now I can get the chicken ready. So it's just raw chicken breast, and then you cut it in half, and that is what's going to make it into a chicken cutlet. That way it's easier and it cooks so much faster on the pan. I'm just seasoning it with a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides before I sear it on my pan. But our pan has olive oil on it, and I have it on a like medium high heat. It usually takes about 6 minutes on both sides. I flip it whenever it's gotten a golden brown on one side, and then I'll just cook it until the internal temperature reaches 165. Some pieces are smaller than others, so they're going to cook faster. So I take those off the pan as soon as I can. The next step is why I love having everything just prepped and ready. So we have our spinach, our onions, we have our sun-dried tomatoes, and our red bell peppers. You just throw them in the pan and cook them for about a minute. It's still the same pan we cooked our chicken on, so we're not making any new dishes here. So after the minute of searing, you just put in the white wine. I'm just using like white cooking wine, and then it gets simmered for about 2 minutes or until the like liquid is almost evaporated. Next up, I am adding the sour cream, and don't forget the chicken juices. Like the chicken that we took off of the pan is going to accumulate a little bit of juice. Sometimes I have more than other times, but you just add that to your pan.
That recipe looks good. All right, y'all. So that was a really great video there of some recipes that are gluten free and low carb. So if anybody's eating those type of, diets, then you can check out Mary Shelby. Okay, she's over there on YouTube. She makes some really, really great recipes. Y'all check her out. I'm gonna put her link on my bio for y'all, so you can go over there and check out that video. But those recipes look tasty. They look like they are healthy but tasty at the same time, because she's cooking with a lot of the ingredients that I cook with anyway. So I'm like, yeah, this looks like it's gonna taste really good when it's done. But y'all got to take a quick song break. After this song break, we'll be right back. We're going to go ahead and get into some gluten free. We'll get into some gluten free, but also budget recipes and food. Okay. So let's get into that in just a moment. Let me take this quick song break. We're just going to play some lo-fi music today. and keep the vibes and the chill real nice. And I will be right back in just a moment, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this lo-fi music, and I'll get the next video prepared for us. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me through that little quick music break there that we had to take. But now we're gonna go ahead and get into our next video. So this is the Divine Chef on YouTube. If y'all have not checked out her video, or her channel, please go check her out. She is really, really dope. I've watched a few of her videos now, but this is on this video. She'll be talking about $16 for 20 meals, budget friendly, and guess what, y'all? Vegan meal prep. So to all of my vegans out there, hello, we got something for y'all too. We got a little bit of something for everybody. Not all in this live, but we'll have more to come. But we are covering the basic ones in this live. So any of the vegans out there, y'all, this is $16, 20 meals, and each meal under $1 each. And this is the Divine Chef that is going to be talking to us about this. So y'all check out her channel, y'all, on your own accord. If there's any vegans out there, I have eaten some vegan food. I like vegan food, honestly. The taste and the flavor is not too bad for me. It's not bad. Like it's not bad on the palate. So I don't have no problem with eating vegan food and stuff like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video, y'all. I'm gonna meet y'all over here in the chat. Let me go ahead and hit play on this real quick. All right, there we go.
Dinner and dessert for the entire week, all for under $16. With grocery prices being absolutely insane, I know that sounds impossible. And before you say, Rose, I don't eat plant-based, well, stick with me because these recipes work for everyone. And I'm about to show you how to cut your grocery bill in half. I used to spend over $200 a week on groceries until I discovered this method. Today, I'm going to show you how to prep 19 meals plus 18 cookies without breaking the budget. We've got carrot cake overnight oats that taste like dessert for breakfast, a crunchy pasta salad, crispy tofu veggie stir fry, Mexican rice and beans, and chewy oatmeal raisin cookies, my favorite. Whether you're plant-based, flexitarian, or just trying to save money, these affordable recipes prove that eating well doesn't have to break the bank. Stick with me to the end because I'll break down exactly how much you'll save compared to eating out. And trust me, when you see these numbers, you'll never want to spend $15 on an entree again. Let's kick things off with overnight oats. Each glass costs just 50 cents and honestly tastes like dessert for breakfast, which is exactly what you need on a Monday morning. Make these on Sunday, and breakfast is covered all week for just $2.50 total. You can even pop these in the microwave for a warm, comforting breakfast or treat. For lunch, we're making my famous budget-friendly pasta salad. Literally, everyone asked for this recipe. This big bowl makes 6 hearty servings. That's lunch for the work week at only 70 cents a serving. While others spend $12 on delivery, you're eating for the whole week. If you're loving these budget-friendly meals, you'll definitely want to check out my brand new Plants on Pennies meal plan. It's packed with affordable, delicious recipes just like these, all for under $5 total. I break down the cost, give you meal prep tips, and even show you how to turn leftovers into brand new meals so nothing goes to waste. You can grab it right now through the link below and start saving money while eating plant-based. Dinner number 1 is a classic veggie stir fry with golden crispy tofu and rice.
All right, y'all. So, how many of y'all out there that may be listening or maybe watching are y'all plant-based eaters? Have y'all ever tried to eat plant-based? Have you tried any plant-based recipes or foods, whether they be foods that you cook naturally, and fresh, or foods that maybe you possibly get, maybe, in the frozen sector or section of the grocery store? Now, I have eaten a lot of plant-based foods from the frozen section of the grocery store. And I've eaten plant-based burgers and all those things. I've tried them because I'm type I will try anything really. Well, let's not say anything. I will try a lot of things, right? But for me, vegan food or plant-based foods, those are something that I'm not scared to try. And I've tried a lot of the different items or whatnot. Sometimes that yes are in the frozen sector or department of the grocery store. But I've also had people who prepare some plant-based and vegan foods for me fresh. And I'm gonna tell y'all for real, straight up, it was very tasty to me. It was very tasty to me, and I had no problem eating that way. So if I would have to, or if I had chose to, transfer over to eating vegan and eating clean or whatnot, or plant-based foods, it wouldn't be very hard because a lot of the items and the dishes that I've been served and I have tasted are actually tasty to me, tasty. And, but we can't always be sure that they're always healthy, right? Because you have to take into consideration the large amounts of soy and things of that nature as well. But anyway, we all choose what we choose in our different types of, diets and stuff of what we like to eat and how we like to eat. But yeah, I've eaten a lot of vegan foods and plant-based foods, and I think they're very tasty. Some of them very, very tasty, good flavor. I didn't have any issue with it eating it. Um, and so y'all let me know if y'all want, whether you want to drop in, the chat or comment later. That's fine. What type of style do you eat? Do you eat vegan? Do you eat gluten free? Do you eat keto diet? What are you on? Or do you just eat regular soul food and stuff like that? What diet are you on, and what do you prefer best, and what works for you, right? Because we all eat what we eat, but I'm a person. I like to try all types of things. I like to eat all different type of cuisines and styles and things like that. You said it looks tasty. Just need some shredded chicken. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Right? But I'm telling you, like some of these dishes and stuff, they really are really good. And some of like even if you go in the frozen section, you know, in grocery stores and stuff, or the cold section where they have like some pre-prepared like vegan dish and stuff like that. Because some of the grocery stores now they have vegan aisles and sections and stuff where you can just get vegan food. And so I've gotten some vegan food and stuff like that before that I've tasted to try, and I was like, well, let me just try it out and see what it tastes like. And I was like, well, it's not bad. I can stomach this. This tastes pretty decent to me. And even people who are vegan, like friends and family of mine that are vegans, when they cook, that's how they cook and that's how they prepare their food. And I've eaten some of their meals and their dishes as well. And I didn't have no problem. Like it tastes pretty good to me. So, you'd be surprised what you like and what you can stomach. You know what I mean? You just got to give it a try. You got to give it a shot. And some people are like, I'm not eating that. And I get it. I get it. Like, I am not eating that. But like, don't sleep on certain things, because it's like you'll be really surprised once you give it a taste. It's actually really good. But anyway, y'all, let's keep going. I'm gonna meet y'all back in the chat. This video is almost over.
Here's my secret to restaurant quality tofu at home. Press it, cube it, then get that pan screaming hot. Four big servings for just $1 each. Feel free to add your favorite protein. These flavors work with everything. Our second dinner ideal is this smoky, restaurant-style Mexican rice and bean skillet, all made in one pot and super easy. I sauteed the veggies and they're nice and tender. But before we add our beans and rice, I'm going to add a secret ingredient that's going to make it taste more like a restaurant quality. And that ingredient is tomato paste. So most people like to just put it right in and just stir it together. But what we're going to do is cook some of that rawness out. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons. Let that rawness cook out on the side of your pan because it'll give it a more richer flavor.
All right, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm looking at this video and I'm looking at how she's cooking. And I'm like, yo, I'm getting hungry. I am getting really, really hungry because I want this dish. I want this dish and I want this meal. I want to taste it. I want to try it. I want to know what does it taste like once she's done. So y'all, if y'all is enjoying it with me, y'all, I am a foodie. I'm greedy. I really am. And I hope that y'all are enjoying this as well. But as you can see, depending on what diet that you are on or what food style that you choose to eat, there's so many great, tasty, delicious meals that can come from that. And this is a vegan meal, right? So shout out to all the vegans out there. If you're on vegan, um, this is like I said, I have videos for a little bit of something, a little something, something for everybody. This is a vegan meal. And I'm watching her cooking right now, and I'm like, yo, I want to taste this at the end. I want to know what this tastes like. I'm hungry. I am really hungry because it is about a little bit past lunch, but I really want to taste this meal, and I wouldn't have no problem trying it and tasting it, even though this is a vegan friendly meal. But it's also budget friendly, and that's one of the most important things that we were talking about today on this live is the budget of it all and the taste, because you don't have to have one without the other, right? You just got to figure out how to make the two merge, and so I wanted to bring some of that content to y'all today so we can see like even when you're on a budget, despite what your diet preference is or your food style preference is, you still can shop now on a budget and make meals on a budget, not just for yourself if you're solo dolo, but even if you got a spouse or multiple children, a household of many people, y'all see. Y'all can cook on a budget. You can cook some of these things on a budget and make sure that your pocketbook is not being ran dry by these uptick of grocery prices. And you also can eat very well and eat very tasty food that's going to satisfy your tummy. So I just wanted to bring some of that to y'all today. So let's go ahead. I'm going to keep going. We're almost done. And then, Jesus, we still got 3 more videos to get into. But I'm already about to hit the 2-hour mark. Y'all, what should I do? Should I continue to go and drag this video out beyond 2 hours? Because I don't like to typically now hold people beyond 2 hours. Should I do and finish this video and leave it at the 2-hour mark or like slightly over 2 hours and then add the 3 other videos I have to maybe a part 2 of this? Or do y'all want to see all of this in this live? Y'all let me know. Let me know if y'all want to sit and y'all want to watch. Because remember, the next ones I got, we have some more gluten-free meals. We have keto meals. And we have another vegan video as well. So it's a vegan budget challenge. But y'all have to remember, some of it is people that are just basically showing you how they make the recipes. Some of it is our people are showing how they shop for the groceries. It's different things, right? So y'all let me know. Do y'all think, should I just like cut it off? Have I held y'all too long? Y'all let me know. After this video is done, do you want me to stop or do you want me to keep going? Because the next one that I wanted to play for y'all is a video that I found. And let me pause this one real quick. This is another video that I found. And this is making 3 gluten-free family dinners for $20. And they actually show you how you can make these meals and get all of the recipes for these meals from Dollar Tree. So y'all let me know. Do y'all want to see that on this live, or do y'all want me to do a part 2 and come back and add the rest of the videos to the part 2 of the live? Because I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. There's other places and spaces to go, other content creators to watch, or you may have your own things going on in your life because the weekend is upon us, right? And so, I don't want to, necessarily get into dragging y'all out and taking too much of y'all time up. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's keep going, and I'll meet y'all in the chat.
A filling, flavorful meal for just 75 cents a serving. That's 4 more dinners done, all on a budget. And because I refuse to meal prep without dessert, because really, what's life without dessert? We're going to be making an incredible batch of these delicious, chewy oatmeal raisin cookies. This recipe makes 18 perfect cookies for just $1.88 total. That's about 10 cents each. Sweet, cinnamony, and absolutely perfect for snacks all week long. Now for some grocery store hacks. Shop the outer edges of the store first, produce, dairies, and meats, where fresh, whole foods are located. The inner aisles contains more processed, expensive items. This keeps you focused on budget-friendly whole ingredients. Always check the unit price on shelf tags rather than just the package price. Larger packages aren't always cheaper per unit. This is especially helpful for pantry staples like beans, grains, and spices. Shop 1 to 2 hours before closing time when stores often mark down perishables like produce, bakery items, and sometimes dairy. Many stores have predictable markdown schedules. Ask customer service when they typically discount items. Before we wrap up, here are my 3 meal prep storage hacks to keep everything fresh all week. Number 1, store wet and dry ingredients separately for your pasta salad until serving day. Number 2, these overnight oats get better after day 2. The flavors meld together much better. Number 3, reheat your stir fry in a hot skillet, not in a microwave. This will keep your veggies from getting soggy. If this video helped you, then here's what I need you to do. Save this video to your meal prep playlist so you can find it before grocery shopping. And grab my complete budget-friendly cookbook down below. It has over 150 recipes that I'm sure you'll enjoy. And smash that subscribe button because next week I'm going to make budget-friendly sweets that I know you're not going to want to miss. Speaking of which, if you want more budget-friendly meals, then check out my playlist. And I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.
All right, y'all. So I hope y'all had some fun, and I did come up with a conclusion as to what I'm going to do, right? Because the weather outside is nice, okay? People got a lot of other things to do. They don't have a lot of time to sit here with me, and they may have other places that they want to go. And so I want to shout out to the Divine Chef. If you guys have not checked out the channel of the Divine Chef, please go over and do so. She has a lot of great content and a lot of great videos over there, and a lot of great information to bring you guys and show you as far as eating on a budget and having meals and dinners on a budget. Whether you are a big family or a solo family. And again, remember that she is vegan based. Okay. And so, if you are a vegan person, yes, she is an excellent person that you can check out her content and you can check out some of her recipes to see if she has anything that is, great for you. But what we're going to do is go ahead and end this live. I do have three more, and with those lives, I will be coming back for a part two and do those for y'all so I don't hold y'all too long and very far beyond 2 hours. My son is getting very antsy. He's ready to go outside and play, and I'm going to take him outside to do that. So, anyway, y'all, we will end it here. The other three lives that I have for you guys is some more gluten free and keto diet, and also additional vegan diet, budget friendly recipes that I will bring to you guys for content. And we will do that as a part two. But right now, we'll go ahead and end this here. I'm going to go ahead and end us with a bop and a song per usual. And I want y'all to remember one thing because I have a few things that I want to read to y'all. Give me just a second. I'm going to play a song, get this noise behind me under control. And then after that, I'm going to have something that I want to read to y'all. So I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap everything up. So I wanted to just leave with a closing statement. So the common thread in all of this is having a plan. Okay, the store is designed to make you spend, but when you go in with these recipes and these price points in mind, you take your power back. I know it feels heavy right now. We all see things are getting harder, and it feels like the current system is truly breaking under the weight of it all. It's okay to feel that pressure. You aren't alone in it. We all feel it. But I truly believe that in these moments of struggle, we're finding something beautiful. We're rediscovering community. We're learning to rely on each other. And we're proving that we can be resourceful and resilient no matter what the world has thrown at us. We aren't just surviving, we are adapting. By sharing these tips and looking out for one another, we're building our own path forward. Let me know in the chat which of these diets are you currently following? And what is one small win you've had at the grocery store this week? Because we know it can feel like a battle. So let's keep encouraging each other and educating each other. And remember that we too will get through this, just like we've gotten through so many things before, right? Because we have to understand that as dark as it seems when it comes to multiple things, not just the price of groceries, but other things that we are experiencing in our lives, even on these social media platforms, we understand that something seems to be breaking. Even though there's a lot of people who are fighting against it to break, it still will continue to break. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me and spending some time with me today on this live. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a great rest of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever respectful time zone you're in. I hope the rest of that is beautiful for you and your family and your loved ones. And you have a great rest of the day. I'm going to go ahead and end us out per usual with a bop. And I will talk to y'all on the next one. Thank you so much for all of the support. I love you all very much. For real. Golden out. Bye.
That's a safe bet. From the impossible to the it is done. The battle's already over. The victory is won. So let the strings soar. Let the heavens open wide. I got the creator of the universe on my side. It's here to stay. The morning is here. Something has to break. I've been through the fire, walked through the rain, felt that pressure, felt that pain. They told me it was over, told me just give in.